I'm going to start by saying I have white privilege, which I know that you're probably thinking, no duh. Uh, but the crazy thing is that I didn't always know that. The history that I was taught, when it was in school about slavery, the history was more about Abraham Lincoln than it was slavery. It was more, look at Abraham Lincoln, what a great guy, he freed the slaves. It wasn't about the atrocities of slavery. When you're taught about the civil rights movement, you're taught about Martin Luther King March on Washington, unity. Yeah, you're not taught about all of the people who are holding white power signs during the march, on the sides of the road, on the sides of the march, yelling at these people who are marching for equal rights. You're not told that. And what you're also told is, oh, it's the American dream. Everyone's equal. Everyone can work hard. And that's all that matters. Everyone has a fair shake here. And you're not taught that that's just not true, that there are oppressive systems in place that are making it so that it is not a fair shake for everyone. And I took this race studies class freshman year at college that really made it clear. And the teacher said, the thing about white privilege in this country is that white people get to walk in anywhere and be taken as an individual. Whatever they do, their behavior shapes how people feel about them. And if you're a person of color in this country, all too often you're walking into a place and people are making all sorts of judgments and all sorts of stereotypical presumptions about you based on how media has portrayed them, based on a lack of education about the real history of this country, based on a whole bunch of bad ideas that get repeated all the time that aren't being called out. I guess what I'm here to say is, for me, when I learned that I had white privilege and I could admit that, at first you struggle with it. At first it's hard to accept. Your ego doesn't want to accept it. Your ego wants to accept, I worked for everything good in my life, I worked hard for, and American dream, baby, and all this. And when you can accept that, yes, you probably did work hard, but you didn't have to deal with a lot of stuff that people of color have to deal with that make reality a lot more difficult to get through. And as a white person, acknowledging that it's not weakness, it's strength, because it can empower you to be a better ally, it can empower you to be a better friend to people of color. It can enable you to be attuned to when you hear those bad ideas being said by people maybe in your family, by people that you know from your past or present, whoever you run into. When you hear those bad ideas, you can respectfully say, hey, I don't really think that that's true. Or can I talk to you about that? Because actually, I'd encourage you to look into that more. And you can have productive conversations with people and help them make that change as well. And those conversations are not fun. They're never fun. It's so much easier to just talk about how much you love this TV show you're binging right now. But when you can have those conversations with people, they do make a difference. And it starts with educating yourself as a white person. It starts with doing the work to learn the real history that is not taught to us and not talked about so often.